Are you ready to live boldly, full out, and on your terms? It's time to wake up, overcome your fears, and embrace uncertainty. Access your power and claim your dreams. It's time for Tuck Talk with Tuck Self, the Rebel Belle. Join us now for inspiring conversation and bold self-expression. Now here is your host, the Rebelicious Tuck Self.
Oh, where has 2020 gone? Oh, where can it be? Okay, that's my wow. My where, oh, where. W-O-W, wow. Where's 2020 gone, you all? I am gobsmacked that 3/4 of the year is already behind us. What happened? Where did the time go? Amidst the chaos and the disturbances, the effects of this virus, I know the loss of loved ones, the loss of jobs and income, I hold that we've also been given the gift of time. We've been gifted with a plethora of time, you all, to contemplate and to do less and to achieve more. So what do I mean by this? The brilliant Winnie the Pooh once said, never underestimate the value of doing nothing, of just going along and listening to all of the things that you can't hear and not bothering. So this wisdom of Winnie the Pooh, you all, is worthy of our listening in these times. Pooh also says, and I quote, doing nothing often leads to the very best of something. So during these past 8 months, we've been gifted with ample time, you all, to contemplate, to reflect, and to choose who we want to be, what we want to listen to, as well as how to respond and react to the incredible, incredible changes that we're witnessing. There is no doubt that we are severely out of balance as a species and as a global collective. We're experiencing ecological collapse, economic disparity, and a global pandemic. And I, for one, am choosing to navigate this time of transition with 2 key ways of being in mind, body, and spirit. Number 1, I find the simple things in life every day to celebrate with enormous gratitude. And number 2, I put myself daily back into harmony and balance with the divine. As I share this conversation with you today, as I'm sharing it, I'm reminded of a beautiful story that I read years ago in the book, Do Less, Achieve More. And it was the story about the rainmaker and the power of doing nothing that, as Pooh says, leads to the very best of something. So here's the story. There was a village, once upon a time, I'll say, there was a village that had been experiencing drought for 5 consecutive years. And many famous rainmakers had been called, but they all had failed to make it rain. So in the village's last attempt, they called upon a renowned rainmaker from afar. And when he arrived in their village, what he did was he set up his tent and he disappeared inside that tent for 4 days. On the 5th day, it began to rain. The rain began to fall, and it quenched the thirst of that 5-year parched earth. The people of the village were grateful and had enormous appreciation. And they went to the rainmaker and they asked the rainmaker, how did you accomplish this miracle? The rainmaker simply replied, I've done nothing. Now the villagers, of course, are astounded at this explanation, and they say to him, how can this possibly be? We didn't have rain for 5 years. You came 4 days later, the rain started. The rainmaker then shared this, and I quote, when I arrived into your village, the first thing that I noticed was that everything in your village was out of harmony with heaven. And so what I did was I spent 4 days inside that tent, putting myself into harmony with the divine, and the rains came. Whew! So I love this story, you all, and I love its message, specifically as we navigate our changing times and our out of balance times together. You know, the Rainmaker did not busy himself working hard, doing more, panicking, forcing his perspective, or even arranging ceremonies and prayer vigils like Winnie the Pooh. The Rainmaker understood the value of doing nothing, knowing that it would lead to the very best of something. The Rainmaker knew when he went inside that tent that the energy he offered and his internal state of balance had the power to change the external circumstances and conditions in that village. Inside that tent, he created an environment within himself of ease and harmony with heaven. It was this internal state, then, you all, that trickled out and overflowed into the village and created the miracle of rain. You know, the Rainmaker did very little, and in doing less, he achieved more. So I'm inspired by the possibilities revealed in this story, specifically in our time of chaos and disorder, you all, where individuals are worried and stressed over their external circumstances. They have busied themselves trying to survive, and they are busying themselves trying to survive, asking questions like, what can I do to get through these times? How do I affect change? What's my responsibility for bringing peace and harmony into my life and into the world? You know, the Rainmaker offers an extraordinary possibility. So rather than busying ourselves, trying to survive in the external world, it's possible to effect external change internally by putting ourselves back in harmony with the divine. So the Rainmaker teaches us, you all, to stay in the heart, to row, row, row our boats gently down the stream, to live in nothingness and timelessness, and bring ourselves back into harmony with heaven and the divine, so that life is but a dream. You know, I had the thought to end our podcast time together with a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. You know, we've heard it said that Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. However, there is a gentleman named Joseph Ranseth who says that this was not Gandhi's full message. Here was the full message that he shared, and I quote, "We but mirror the world. All of the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our bodies. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him. This is the divine mystery supreme. A wonderful thing it is, and the source of our happiness. We do not need to wait to see what others do." So today I invite you to breathe, relax, and smile along with me, doing more nothing. Be grateful and celebrate the little things in your life. Take a pause from the busyness of your life and any worry and doubt you have about survival, and take a pause to bring yourself into harmony with the divine, just like that Rainmaker, knowing as you do, the rain will certainly fall again, quenching your thirst and nourishing your life with infinite possibility. So I'll close with one more quote by the illustrious Winnie the Pooh. Winnie says, and I quote, "Any day spent with you is my favorite day. So today is my new favorite day." Thank you for this new favorite day, you all. Today, thank you for listening to our Tuck Talk podcast. As I always share, if given anything that has been shared, given anything resonates with you in your heart of hearts, in your heart and soul, I invite you, share us with your friends, and be sure to come back and join us again next week.